we concentrate more on data structures and algorithms, and theory subjects we used to like basically mug up before going to interviews. But what happens there is that they literally like make you feel that you don't know anything about that subject. Like that is how they go on asking the questions.
Hello everyone. Today we have with us Vasudev. He is one of my close friends and teammate in college. And today he is here with us to share with us his interview experience with Amagi. Hi Vasudev.
Hi Shashank. Yeah, I am from KLA Technological University, same batch as Shashank, like we were teammates. And now currently I'm working as SDE at Amazon.
Yeah, Vasudev. So you can start with your interview experience with Amagi.
Yeah, so Amagi had visited on campus for our college. So we had like 4 rounds of interview. So we had first online test, and then there were two technical rounds, and then there was an HR round. Coming to the online test, the pattern is a bit different when compared to other companies. Here we had like 5 sections. In the first section, they would ask you about like what are your achievements and do you have any open source contributions, and then do you have any publications. So these sort of questions there were there. In section two, there were some questions related to technical, like predicting the outcome of the like they used to give this code snippet and you need to predict the output of it. And then there were questions on OS, and then there were some questions on DBMS, not DBMS, COA. There were some questions on COA. And then in section three, uh, it was related to aptitude. So there were aptitude questions. Uh, the difference is usually we would have MCQs in normal companies. We should, but in here you need to write the step-by-step procedure, like how did you arrive to that solution. There was aptitude. This was about aptitude round. Like there were 2 to 3 questions, and then there was coding round. It was not like paper. It was not a like actual coding round. You need to write your code on your paper. There were like 3 coding questions which were given, and then there was last section where they asked about some preferences, like which programming language do you prefer, C++ or Python, and then they asked a few questions about what is your favorite IDE or something. So general questions were there. This was about the online round, and coding questions were like medium to like easy to medium, I would say, not difficult also. But you need to take care about like corner cases and all those things, so that because Amagi like most of the people appear for Amagi, and but after first round they only shortlist 8 to 9 people. So you need to make sure that you give your best in coding questions. So you handle all the corner cases, do some good amount of like do some explanations, put some comments around it. Yeah, this was about the online round. Then going on to technical round. In technical round, they selected around 8 to 9 people for the second round. Both the technical round were majorly based on data structures and algorithms, and also the good amount of questions on OS, and then some questions on OOPS concepts were also asked. In first round of technical round, they the important thing is after the first round of your test, right? They used to refer back to the questions which you had answered there, and they used to ask like, why did you answer in this way? Like they asked me what is the difference between compiler and an interpreter. uh, I used to say in a very naive way, but they were expecting more out of it. So you need to be prepared of whatever you answered in your online test. And they used to ask like, why is C++ slower than Python? Like these type of questions. And then they came to some of the DSA questions. There they asked some questions related to linked list. These were a bit difficult. These are not normal linked list questions which we would solve like add or delete or something. They used to give questions like merging two linked list, putting elements alternate to one another. So these are medium level of questions. Like if you have already like gone through these type of questions, it would be easier for you. And they asked some graph questions also in this round. Uh, Questions were medium enough. Like if you had gone through, if you had solved most number of problems on Geeks for Geeks, or if you had gone through like cracking the coding interview book, like you would have got good amount of. It would help you basically to crack the interview. Like it will help you totally over there, uh, because what is taught in college is at the medium level. You need to basically do more practice on top of it, and also refer more questions on top of it. Just like solving questions which were learned in the college doesn't help, because the interviews will they will basically go on drilling the questions. Like if you answer if you answer in particular way, then next they ask like on top of that the questions would come up. So it would be in depth. Like they would not leave you like if you answer it correctly, they will not leave you. They will follow up
Mhm.
until you tell like I don't know. So
Mhm.
that was how it went through. And then coming to technical round two, there were also few questions on queues, uh, queue to stack, stack to queue. These type of questions they were asking. The difference is you would have solved the standard questions. They would ask like, I want to do this operation in O1, like I want to do deletion in O1, like how would you get it? So these types of questions they were asked, and most importantly, they asked questions on like operating systems and core subjects basically. And there, like what happens is the questions are very difficult for those. Actually, what we do is we concentrate more on data structures and algorithms, and theory subjects we used to like basically mug up before going to interviews. But what happens there is they literally like make you feel that you don't know anything about that subject. Like that is how they go on asking the questions. Uh, that is about technical round two. Nothing much there. There were also like data structures and algorithms questions itself, medium level questions to hard. So only few were hard. And even if you don't know something, they used to help you. Like they used to help you with the steps like to come up. It The interviewers were also friendly. This was about technical round two. Coming to HR round, it's a base normal HR round, whatever you would face, like normal details, like what are your interests, why do you want to join, all those things. So nothing specific about the HR round. So after all these rounds were over, they again called me back for one more round of interview. It was not, I don't know if it was a proper interview or not, but there they actually gave me some of the questions from core subjects, which were we like I did not heard of them or I did not read about them before. But they will make the thing is they just want to make sure that you don't know enough and you should also know more. You need to read more in these subjects. So that is what they
Mhm.
make you feel, and that is one good thing also because you will get some time before joining the company. So they suggested me to like basically go through all the operating system concepts in depth before joining the company, so that it will
Mhm.
help you. So that was my total interview experience.
Okay. So you can move on to some common Q&As. Like, is interview only about solving the problem and that is used for selection, or anything else that goes into factoring in the final selection call?
uh, it's more about like how well you solve the questions. It's if you are even if you are not able to reach the final solution, it should be that your approach should be properly conveyed at every step. It's not that you start writing everything and then explain to him. You just tell him that like why are you choosing whatever decisions you make during solving, right? Just convey to
Mhm.
him, make sure that he understands it, so that there are higher chances. Solving the questions is definitely will help you. Like if you are doing good in data structures and algorithms, and even if you are not doing well in OS and DBMS or some other subjects, it would help you basically. It's very important to solve on these questions because the finally they take only 2 to 3 candidates at max. So it's more
Mhm.
important that you like you tell whatever you know about it and
Mhm.
make sure that he is conveyed about the answer. And
Mhm.
if there is any doubts that he has, then basically he would go on asking on those questions. Just don't feel panic about it or anything. It's just that they want to test your basic fundamentals of any subjects.
Mhm. Okay. So, do you have any suggestions for before the interview?
Yeah, before the interview, actually I was out of this interview process for a long duration. So I came to know like when it was 1 week before. So what I did in that last 1 week is basically went through core subjects like operating system, DBMS, OOPS concepts, and then went through this book called Cracking the Coding Interview. This was very helpful for me. Basically, it gives you the way, the intuition of the questions behind, the intuition of the solution whatever is given. So that had helped me a lot during the interview process, both at Amagi and further in Amazon. So there were good amount of questions, the questions that you would have not solved in competitive programming. In competitive programming, most of there will be not much questions on linked list or something, but in this book it had covered some of the points and all those things. So those were very helpful. They used to give what was the solution one and how you need to approach to solution two, like more optimizing the solutions. Those all insights you would get from that book. So I would highly recommend that book for any kind of interview. It also has like hoops concepts also, like how do you answer those questions, all those things. Yeah, this was the preparation. And one more thing is, you go through all these core subjects, that is fine, but the thing is, you would need to relate through these subjects, like in OS you said you read something, and in computer organization and architecture you should be able to relate to those things. Because in the interview what happens is, when they ask the questions on top of one, once you answer a question right, they go on asking the further questions. So if you have already gone through like relating through this subject, it will be very helpful to you, or else it will become a bit difficult to give the proper answer to the interviewer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So, what suggestions do you have for just 1 or 2 days before the interviews or test?
So before 1 or 2 days, just go through some of the algorithms, like to make sure that you haven't forgot or something. Just make sure basic implementation of BFS, DFS, and all those things. Right, you should know all those things, because you will be writing code in front of them, and you should not make mistakes over those places.
Mm.
Um, I don't suggest you to go through the core subjects in depth at that point, because you would not have time. And if you fill on something advanced concepts, also you will not understand at that point of time. So it is important to make sure that whatever you have read till these many days, right? Like whatever points you would have marked as important, just go through them. So that is the that is the best thing to do, instead of learning something which is advanced or something at that last
Mhm.
moment.
Right. So, what suggestions do you have for during the interview?
During the interview, oh, basically, first thing which I mentioned is, every interview is related. So whatever you answer in the previous round, right? They just take forward those questions and just ask them. What I did is, I had not answered couple of questions in the aptitude, and what happened in the next round was, they asked the same questions again. I did not
Mm.
prepare for them, so I had to
Mm.
make the same mistake what I had done there. So
Okay.
just go through those online round questions, whatever were answered. Just try to remember, and then go to like search the solutions before the technical round one or two. So
Mm.
that is the first important thing. Second thing is, they make you feel, like what they do is, the way they ask the questions, right? It would not You will feel like they are not clear, or you would have not gone through those type of questions previously. There is nothing to panic. You need to convey, like, try to relate, like whatever you know, right? I mean, try to relate to the subjects whatever you read, and just try to
Mhm.
convey to them. And if there
Mhm.
is nothing, if you don't get anything, just tell them that I don't know, I haven't heard about it before. uh,
Mhm.
that is one thing. Just don't get panicked during the interview, because you will end up answering nothing over there. So you need to
Yeah.
at least tell that, this is what I relate to, and then convey them. If it is wrong, they will tell it as wrong, so there is no need to worry. Ask questions to the interviewer, like whenever the question is given, right? Like
Mhm.
ask, like if they say a array of numbers, just ask like whether there are negative numbers, what is the range of those numbers, all those things, so
Mm.
that you provide the optimal solution. So general interview tips, like whatever are there. uh,
Mm.
one more additional thing is, here the core subjects are asked, they are also given more importance in here. So make sure that whatever fundamentals of those core subjects, you go through them once.
Mm.
If you have already gone through, right, just try to ask. If you don't relate to some of the things, just ask them, is it related to this, and just try to answer all those things.
Mhm. I think they intentionally try to see how you handle pressure situations, like trying to give you some ambiguous scenarios and see if you are going to give up very soon or try something.
Yeah, yeah, that is their intention actually. They try to see like to what extent you are able to solve a particular question. They also give some questions, when you start answering the questions, right? One question
Mhm.
was very easy for me, which was given. They wanted to calculate the sum of an array. So the brute force solution, like we would give it, and then they wanted to ask, if there are more queries done, like how would you handle given an index, how would you solve it? So then I
Mhm.
gave the answer of cumulative array, like I used to store a cumulative array, and they'll give the answer. So then they started basically to ask, they went to a level that, you need to implement a segment tree for that question. But I
Mhm.
hadn't gone through a lot of segment tree questions, so I just had an idea of it, like how segment tree works and something. I just tried to tell the idea. they asked me to implement that. I was not able to completely implement it. I just had the algorithmic knowledge of it. uh, but yeah, that is what they will try to the extent that you give your best to that question. Like, you try to solve
Mhm.
as much as you are possible, and don't give up. Like, if you don't know, just try to approach that question also, at least.
Right. So, do you have any other pro tips or key learnings you want to share?
As I mentioned already in the discussion, so one thing is go through cracking the coding interview book. If not only for this interview, for any other interviews also, that is very good. And also solving as many as problems will definitely help you. Uh, Basically, go through any gigs for gigs questions, or lead code is also lead code. I also followed lead code, but I did not do a lot of questions over there. But lead code is very best platform for interview preparation. So you can go
Mhm.
through the questions from there, and make sure that your basics are strong enough. Like, whatever it is, if you have not solved a lot of questions also, make sure that you know how to implement some of the things, or how to solve some of the things. So that will definitely help you.
Do you think luck has a role to play?
Yeah, so I think every interview would have this luck factor. So this has been happening, like, for most of my friends and even me also. Like, I used to think like I'm a bit lucky enough so that I got into this company. And also sometimes what happens is, it depends on the interviewer also, who takes your interview. I had attended before one company where, like, first interview selected 8 people, and the second interview ended up rejecting 8 people. So that would
Mhm.
happen. So it would also depend on the interviewer, and it would also
Mhm.
depend on your mindset, like how would you go attend that interview, right? If you are less on confidence, and if you try to do it, that is also affect. But luck is
Mhm.
one important factor that stays, I mean, in any kind of interview. The thing is, like, it depends on what hard work you have done earlier, plus some amount of luck will definitely land you in good company.
Right. Do you have any funny incidents or something you want to share during interviews?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of interviewers, like two interviewers were present in each of the technical round. So whatever you answer, the other person wants to counter. Like, if the first interview accept that answer, right? Even then the
Mhm.
second interviewer wanted, like, he used to give the counter answer, like, I don't accept this. So
Mhm.
they wanted to like, they were expected you to give two sorts of answer which satisfies both of them.
Mhm.
But that wouldn't happen, basically. They
Mhm.
were just trying to pull your leg so that they wanted to see, like, how would you handle that situation, like if someone totally rejects the proper solution also. That was one
Okay.
incident. And with HR, like, he was saying, like, you look like an extrovert, I think you don't help your friends and all those things. He was just pulling my leg. He was telling, like, I see,
Mhm.
like, you don't help anyone, and all those things. It was just for fun, actually. Nothing serious over there. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So I think there is one more question before we wind up. Like most of the juniors, I see they're confused about whether to apply for companies for different roles. Like they probably just want to end up in a product-based company or SD role, but just because there are companies coming for some other roles, they think, okay, we'll just give it a try, or maybe package is higher, we'll give. So what do you suggest? Like, is that a good way and to start with and later think of switching, or it is better to be patient and try directly for good ones or the role that they actually want?
Yeah, actually, this is a very good question. Actually, what happens is, for juniors is, uh, I mean, during any interview process, right, or during any interview session, like seasons, what happens is, the first intention of is to get a job. I think so that should be the intention. Unless and until you say that, I even if there is no job, I can survive, then there is no, I don't want to continue there. But first thing is, you need a job, right? So there, I don't recommend you go into SD, only attend interviews which has SD and only software engineering. First round, I mean, first interview, like, till you get your first job, just attend all the interviews which come to your college and or off campus or whatever it is there. So once you
Mhm.
get the first company, right, you need not worry about, like, whether getting a job or not. Then
Mhm.
whatever you do next, you should not aim for any service based companies. You should aim for software engineering profile or software development profile. The reason being, even if some companies offer you 13 to 15 lakhs, which is in technical support role, the growth you will not find it further. Like what happens in the companies is after 2 to 3 years, even if you go to the next level in the same role also, you would not get the same pay as the other one who started with less package. Like let's say if
Mm,
someone started with 5 lakh package, after 2 to 3 years you would have the same package as you are ending up with. And
mm,
career wise also, I don't know if service based companies, it totally depends on the product which they have built, right? And if that product doesn't exist, then the support engineer also doesn't exist. But with software
mm,
developer or software engineer, what happens is he is going to develop new products. So there is no, you can think it as like 20 to 25 years, you need not worry about what is going to happen in this particular profile.
mm,
They should try to target good profiles, not only the package or good company. I would
mm,
suggest we don't have entire information of what we are going to do in industry.
mm,
So that is something which is lacking. I mean, juniors wouldn't know at that point of time, but they should do good amount of research before going to any role. Like
mm,
most of my friends rejected some of like attending interviews because they thought that company job description was not proper. Like what role they are going, even though they offered like 13 to 15 lakhs package. So most of them rejected. So you need to be clear about like which company to attend. Like does that suit you or not? If it doesn't
mm,
suit you, just don't go because of the package.
yeah. But yeah, start with it's better to have one as a backup if you're going to have to ensure that you have one job before you graduate. So once you have that backup, you'll be free of mind and you can focus on your dream companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Vasudev, thank you for sharing all these and looking forward to have you for your further inter experience with Amazon, Bosch and all.
Thanks, Yashan. Thank you.